man can walk into a school and kidnap 300 schoolgirls, and he's still alive? Come on now, we're waiting for the governments of the world to rescue our Christian daughters, but the saints of the living God, we should have immediately gone into fasting and praying on the behalf of those 300 Nigerian girls. We should have been standing in agreement with their parents. We should have told God to take the breath out of his body and everybody who works with him and allow those girls to walk out with their heads held high, singing his glory. But the saints of the living God, we do nothing.
You have been listening to a sermon from New Faith Baptist Church in Madison, Illinois, where Reverend Dr. Janelle D. Felder is the pastor with Reverend Dr. Alexis F. Felder. If you would like to visit New Faith, we have Tuesday night prayer at 7:30 p.m., Wednesday night Bible study at 7:30 p.m., Saturday service at 5 p.m., and Sunday services at 8 a.m. and 11 a.m. New Faith Baptist Church International is located at 25 South Central Avenue, Madison, Illinois, 60443. For more information about New Faith Baptist Church, please visit their website at www.newfaith.org or call them at 708-720-1318. Welcome back to the Let's Stay Together talk show. Your next stop, the McCain Train.
You are now returning to the Let's Stay Together talk show.
Oh, welcome back. If you missed the first hour, man, you missed a treat. We've got some women here talking about the healthy the story of a healthy marriage. We have the ladies from WifeStyle here talking about it and talking about their organization as well. But before we go on, I'm going to let a brother that's going to come here, and Tracy's going to come back. This brother has started a new show here on UBM, so I'm going to let him give a shout out on here so you can find out when his show comes on so you can listen to UBM and my brother come on the show. Come on, man, talk to me.
Man, well, I appreciate it. Well, you listen to A.R. Rich, CEO of A.R. Rich Entertainment, and the show is called The Rich Connection, coming on Saturdays, noon to 1 on Urban Broadcast Media. And I just want to give a big shout out to everybody that works there, Mr. Finney, Swinney, everybody, and all the people here. Man, this is a good organization.
So tell me a little bit about your show before you go into time and stuff like that.
Well, the time is from noon to 1 every Saturday, and then we're going to be probably getting some more days after about a good another month and a half, so you'll be expecting that. It's getting a lot of raves. People are calling in, and it's a big thing. We do a lot of we have comedians, new artists, politics, Black Power information. So we get a variety of information.
All right, so get that out one more time, bro.
That is The Rich Connection on Urban Broadcast Media every Saturday, noon to 1. You're listening to CEO of A.R. Rich Entertainment.
All right. Hey, that's a show that's on. You need to listen to that show, man, because my brother's talking about some politics and stuff like that. You need to know what's going on here in the world and in Chicago. So listen to it. Brother, one more time, give him that show.
That's what I'm talking about. CEO A.R. Rich, CEO of A.R. Rich Entertainment. You're going to be listening to The Rich Connections coming in on Saturday, every Saturday, noon to 1 p.m. Tune in or tune out.
All right. Thank you. Hey, Tracy, you got something you want to add on here, too, because we want to give a shout out to one of our brothers.
Okay. We want to give a shout out to Mr. Rufus Cunningham. We missed you last week, and I just want you to know we here at the Let's Stay Together show are praying for you and your family. So we're glad to have you back this week. And like I said, we're praying for you, my cousin.
And we also need to give a shout out and lift up prayers for Jerry Wayne
and
the loss of his brother. So our condolences go out to you, Jerry. The Let's Stay Together show. Love you dearly, and you are in our prayers.
Yes, we do. Hey, so we're going to go back to these young ladies here and talk about WifeStyle. Stories of a healthy marriage. You know, the funny thing about it is that I write all these titles and I can never remember them because I'm already on title on July, on August. And so people ask me sometimes, what you talking about? I don't know. I just write them, man. But, baby, you got a question for them?
Yes, and I'm not sure if Tracy posted it yet, but these T-shirts are beautiful. Want to know, and I'm sure some women will want to know where, and you have to be a wife, where can you get these beautiful T-shirts from?
You can order them directly from the website, which is, again, www.wifestyle.net. You can call and order them at 708-529-6510. And if you see me, I usually have some in the car, so stop me.
Yeah. And she said you got to be a wife. That means you can't be a mistress now.
What are the sizes? What are the sizes you have in your car right now?
I have from small to 2X in the car right now.
Yes. Or you can get them at any event that we are at.
I'm sorry.
You want to tell everybody on the radio what you're saying, baby?
No.
Okay.
No.
Now let me say this. People, most people don't really know I'm crazy. And most of the time when they see Reverend McCain, they think I'm so serious. They never see the funny part of me. Yeah. But I'm serious. Don't be ordering no shirt, girlfriend, and you trying to say, I'm going to be his wife. That you ain't his wife. You a mistress. Now, when they have mistress shirts, then we'll get mistress shirts for you. But don't be ordering them. Hey, I'm biblical. You ain't a wife. Chick. You ain't a wife. You don't need a shirt.
These ain't those shirts.
Don't be getting them. Well, he gonna get rid of her. No, you ain't the wife. Now, if he gonna get rid of her, then you next.
Hey, you better.
But that's just my rebuttal again. So, baby, go on with your question.
It is a privilege and an honor to be a wife, and we don't take that lightly. And we're not slighting single women. We're not slighting dating or engaged women. But once it's that elevation. You're single, you're dating, you're married. That is just like the cream on the crop there. So we're honoring that today on this show. So please do not be offended, people who are not married, because we are talking about marriage and lifestyle. Tracy,
okay, if you're offended, get married. This is the preacher coming out. Get married. Find you a good man, get married. Then you can be a part of Lifestyles. Go ahead, girl.
I just wanted to say something. I have a lot of friends who are not married, and they're like, why you always have stuff for married people? Because that is what God has called me to do. And there are a lot of different things that God has called single people to do. But this is what God has put in my heart. So I love everybody. I have good friends and support systems, and both single and married, but this is just the passion that God has placed in my heart.
Okay, I'm acting like a fool again. Hey, Rufus, I know you're out there listening. Stop busting the brother out. He writing up on here on Facebook and stuff like that. Tell Rick to stop eating. Because you can hear me eating my pizza. That's all right, man. Don't be busting me out on the air. Go ahead, Tracy.
I have a question here. Okay. I am a divorced woman.
Okay.
So let's say I started out in your group. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, I got divorced. Because as everyone knows, my divorce was not my decision.
Okay.
And I could not save my marriage. So what happens to me?
You're still a part of our sisterhood. You can still come to the meetings. I mean, if you're comfortable, we're comfortable. I mean, we have this bond, this sisterhood. And so you will always be sisters. So you're a wife to Christ.
That's a good answer, girl.
Awesome. Hey, great answer.
Look at her. She
That's my dog.
She throwing her mic down. I'm finished.
Right,
You want to add something, honey?
No, I'm laughing at how she just did sexual chocolate and walked off.
In that order.
And it's very nice that you consider that way, because a lot of times women will get to a point where they're like, what's going to happen to me if, and when you need that sisterhood and life there, So we're talking about that need. I said to you, I want you to talk to a young lady right now who is struggling with her marriage, who's struggling. She's not only struggling with her marriage, she might be struggling with her kids. She's struggling, period. And she needs someone to talk to. Why would she decide that she wants to pick Lifestyle as a place that she would want to be a part of?
Well, I would say to that young lady that she can't handle it by herself. In God's word, he said, don't forsake the fellowship. Whereas one can chase 1,000, two can chase 10,000. So, you have a sisterhood here who will embrace you, will support you, who will provide you with resources for those children, help for the issues that you're going through. So my word would be to not stay isolated in those issues, but to reach out, to us and reach out to your sisters and get the help and support that you need. And a lot of women don't like asking for help. We don't want to be vulnerable, but we're learning in the sisterhood that it's okay to ask for help and ask for support in what you need and what you're going through. Otherwise, what are we doing if we're not helping each other?
That's right.
That's what sisterhood is.
I do like the fact that a woman can be vulnerable. I mean, in a marriage, you feel comfortable to be vulnerable with your spouse. But when something's coming against you with him and you need that, and you have to have that sisterhood.
Yeah.
If I can't be transparent with this group, then it's sort of like, well, what benefits is it? And one thing I see, and just by listening to you guys, is that you guys are so normal. It's no judgment. And when I say normal, it's certain groups that I was saying while we was on break that I did look up. It's just like it's there on paper. Like it's a beautiful resume. And then when you get there, it's like, this is not what this is supposed to be. I love the fact that you can be who you are. If you come in there and say, look, me and him just had it out. I like, not saying that, I'll say that, baby. I just put a knife on Rick, and I just want, you want to be transparent with the.
Right. Give me the knife, Brenda.
Right. Talk me down. Talk me down.
That was right on time.
Yeah.
Right on time.
But I need the knife.
When you guys will be there, and you bring the biblical part. It's like, even though you're saved, that secular part coming out, because it's like Sean said, give me the knife.
Yeah.
The knife gonna stay with me, and you go home.
That's right. But you have to, be there and have that kind of support. And we don't judge. Like, one thing that we don't do, we don't gossip about each other. We don't talk about each other. One of the testimonies from one of our members is that she feels comfortable with this group. She can call anybody and say, hey, let's have lunch. And it'll be the same conversation with any one of the sisters. And she knows for sure that when she leaves the room, we're not going to talk about her issue, because we all love each other and respect each other. And, she may be going through it today, but I might be going through it tomorrow.
That's right.
Yeah, okay. Y'all ain't saying nothing about each other, huh?
No,
no gossip. No. Now, come on now. The TV shows, everything is gossip.
That's
ain't
on
saying.
TV.
So
That's
I
a real show.
can feel comfortable with coming in your group, knowing that, this other girl over here ain't doing. Now, here's a question, legitimate question.
All right.
What happens when you have somebody like that? What do you do with a situation like that? What happens if Brenda, who is a known gossiper, she's a gossiper. She gossips all the time, and she's telling people's business. How do you all handle a situation like that?
How you gonna put me on blast?
Well, I'm not gonna say them. They know you, girl. You my boo.
Hey.
That hurt.
Well,
You heard that, Tracy?
we set the foundation at every open house that this is not that group, that we do not want people to come and cause disarray, to gossip, that, if you're looking for that environment, this is not it. So we lay that foundation early on. And if that, if we have something to say, we're mature Christian women, we will tell you while you're with us. And then there's nothing else to talk about. And then we have so much going on with our businesses. A lot of us are entrepreneurs. A lot of us are stay-at-home moms. We're homeschooling our kids. So it's just like, we don't have time for that. Like, God has put a mission in our hearts, and there is no space for that, not in this group.
And I like that God has put a mission in your heart. And
Yeah.
so that's the key, is that you know that you're on a mission and you don't have time for evil communication. It's just you're in a mission to honor and please God. And in here, you're letting people know that we're not going to do what you do out in the world. We're going to set the standard, not be a part of a standard.
Absolutely.
Because we're not who we used to be.
Yeah.
So we're in a different space and place in our lives.
Amen.
New creature. God has created a new creature.
All things
And
like that.
one thing that I stand on too for our group is I always say that, our marriages, we want them to be like aloe, another level of excellence. So we don't want to be like the status quo. I've never wanted to be like everybody else. I've always tried to stand out instead of be apart from what is already out there.
I like that. Aloe. Maybe just think aloe vera. Got to get some.
It's pure. It has healing powers.
Right.
It's green. That's my favorite color. So
Of course, pink and green. I like that.
Yes.
Aloe, the acronym for that.
another
now,
level of excellence.
okay, so these women got some seeds. The girl got some skills.
Yeah,
And this
I
one
said-
do too. So we gonna
she
be
walk out of here if I don't have a new
Name.
shirt name or something like
Right,
that.
it's like,
I'm gonna be calling you up and saying, I'm a gossip about you not doing my shirt.
That's right.
I gotta
Talk
be
about
on
it,
it.
Rick. Talk
Yeah,
about it.
go ahead, baby.
If there is one thing you would like to share with another wife about marriage, what would it be? I'm gonna go with you first, LaShaunda.
One thing I would share with a wife would be, I was going to say divorce is not an option, but we already said that, would be to communicate.
That's a good one because you
Find
have to
somebody
have
you can talk to.
communication.
Find somebody if it's not your
And you don't
spouse.
mean not just to the husband, but to have a sounding board
Yes.
with your girlfriends.
Because
with
if
your
you're going through
sisterhood.
something you think it's just you, somebody else may be dealing with the same issue, and you holding in and you carrying that. So I would just say talk it out.
Yeah, and, I'm going to let you go there, but one of the things I definitely say is that with that sounding board, make sure you have somebody that, is not going to be a sounding board just to listen to you so